And hello, party people. Welcome back to the turtle herding experience.
Go back.
You gotta squeeze the little thing inside right here.
No, I mean it'll go back. It's just it's bound on the thing over here, and I don't know why. It's never been that way before.
Is that? It's where you need it to be. It's okay.
No, it's in my way, but I'll get over it.
I'll fix it. It's okay. I'll fix it.
I'm just trying to tell you what it is. It's the wood that usually it goes back forward. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Are we?
We are live.
No, are we cattywampus? Is that what?
Well, we're sitting a little sideways. Did you slam the door already?
Yes, I did.
Excellent. So we're taking off from our not usual location. Hey, Rich and Sue. Thanks for sticking around or coming around and hanging out with us.
Michigan up on Highway 2 across Washington State. Oh, Newport. Is that Newport, Oregon? That's where we were going to stay at. Pacific
the shores.
Coast.
You're twisted up a bunch. Okay. Where are we stopping first?
TA Express in White Hills, Arizona. We were going to stay at Pacific Shores and then COVID.
TA Express in White Hills, Arizona.
Sure. I'm setting your destination to TA Express in Arizona, United States.
TA. Okay, come on.
All right. So yeah, we're taking off from a slightly different location. One of the things we hadn't posted about yet was that after we got back on the road,
in 100 feet,
from
turn
Gary,
right onto
Indiana,
West Capabilla Avenue. Take the next right onto West Capabilla Avenue.
the very
Then
first
turn
stop
left
that we
onto
made
D.
after
Martin
that was
Drive.
in a campground because we needed to refill our water and dump tanks and all that because we'd been sitting in Gary, Indiana for 4 days.
Turn
And we
left
only
onto
had
D. Martin Drive.
30% fresh water when we pulled in there at the beginning of the 4 days. So, the campground we went to, it turned out, had not had their trees trimmed in over a year. How's it going, man? Said, how's it going?
Good. Looks good, man.
Yeah. I like it.
Right now?
Yep, getting on the road, live streaming if you want to follow us.
Gotcha.
Sure. Thanks. We'll catch you later. Sorry, that was one of the guys that works here that did the work I'm getting ready to tell you about. So, anyway, the RV place had not had their trees trimmed in over a year. They did not give us any warning that there might be tree encroachment into the travel lane through their RV park. And we got there at 9:30 at night, so we couldn't really see what we were getting into until we were already in the thick of it. And we ended up with $4,400 worth of scratches down the side of the coach.
Use the left 2 lanes to turn left onto West Warm Springs Road.
$4,200 worth of scratches on the car.
Let me check Google
I'm going to
Maps.
go on up Dean Martin and hit. Well, actually, no, that's.
No, because the interstate thing, I think you're going to have to take
Use the left 2 lanes to turn left onto West Warm Springs Road.
because I don't know what that bridge closure is.
Oh, I think that's okay because they're not going to close it. It's just like one lane of travel or something, I think. Because the closure was actually on Eastern Avenue. So anyway, lots of scratches. The guys here that I use
West Warm Springs Road for half a mile.
for taking care of my car detailing and stuff, they're hooked up on the detail side. The vinyl guy was open, so I was able to get the car hauler completely vinyl wrapped to cover up the scratches. And the reason I had to vinyl wrap it because the car hauler is aluminum and it has an anodized white finish on the outside of the aluminum, which cannot be buffed or painted. So the only option really is vinyl wrap if you're going to cover up the scratches.
Left 2 lanes to turn left onto Las Vegas Boulevard South.
So that's what we did.
said awesome graphics.
Thank you.
Ooh, and there are whalers around.
It's not really moving, is it? One of the overlays. It's not giving the right speed. Oh no, it is giving the right speed. It wasn't giving. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong thing.
Use the left 2 lanes to turn left onto Las Vegas Boulevard South.
Apparently I'm lagged.
It's going to be 15 to 30 seconds.
Okay. I think we didn't even look at Whaler's Rest just because of our length.
Yeah, unfortunately, with 45 foot on the coach and then the car hauler, we have to do a lot of pre-investigation before we pull in someplace.
We're off like a dirty shirt.
Did you put the?
Yes. I did put the little refrigerator thing that we got now.
Yep.
Which highly
In a
recommend
quarter
to
mile,
anybody.
turn right on George Crockett Road.
Yeah, it's called the Fridge Fixer, and it locks the French doors on the refrigerator and the drawer freezer. I think there's several different models, so it can work on just about anything. But that lane gets skinny.
There's so much construction here. I thought I would be sneaky and
George Crockett Road. Then use the left lane to take the I-215 East ramp.
at the main road that I
Use
use.
the left lane to take the
One
I-215
lane traffic, so I stopped because there was no way to hurry up and get away from
In a quarter mile, merge onto I-215 East.
Looks like our mics are actually a little loud on this, and I'm going to do that now. Testing.
testing.
Okay, that looks a little better. Test, test, test. I think we're on the right mics now. It was using the camera that's pointed out the windshield instead of these. So maybe, hopefully that got fixed. Thank you very much for letting us know. Still normal. Okay. We'll pull off up here in a bit. Take a look at it.
Or said happy trails.
I'm going to mute the people and try to switch over. So, all right, how about now?
Testing, testing.
I think I forgot to tell YouTube to give us a ultra low latency stream, so it's a little extra delay between us talking and them hearing. Test, test. It might be using the right one now. Okay, good. You got the audio working. Yahoo! Sorry about that, everybody.
In 2 miles, use the right 2 lanes to take exit 1 for I-515 South, US 93 South, toward Boulder City.
Now that we fixed the audio, do I need to retell the story about why we were leaving from where we left?
Yes,
What happened?
probably.
I'll retell it anyway. So our first travel stop when we left Gary, Indiana, where we were stuck for 4 days, was an RV park that did not alert us that they had not trimmed any of their trees in over a year. And we always tell parks how big we are, trying to make sure they understand what we need. And they were, oh yeah, no problem, come on in, everything's good. And we got there at 9:30 at night because we wanted to just get out of Gary, Indiana, so we didn't stick around and leave the next morning or anything. And we didn't realize what we had gotten into until we were in it. And it turned out that there were a lot of trees that had grown into the travel lanes in the RV park. So we ended up with $4,400 worth of scratches down the driver's side of the coach, and another $4,200 worth of scratches on the car hauler. So the reason we were where we were is because the car hauler got wrapped with vinyl. So it's like a white vinyl film that you would use for a color change on a car, but it's extra thick. So it gives a lot of protection to the car hauler as well now. But the finish on the car hauler is it's a white anodized finish on aluminum, and when it's scratched, you can't do anything about it. You can't buff it, you can't paint over it. So the only option really is to vinyl wrap it. So that's what we did. It is vinyl wrapped in white with a clear protective film over top of that, and then it is ceramic coated on top of that so that it will be a lot easier to wash in the future. It only took a month and a half of phone calls to the RV park office to finally get their insurance to call back, or get them to get their insurance to call me. My guess is they were running out the clock hoping that I would just give up, but that is not how I roll.
Texting everybody and letting them know.
Okay.
Oh, let's see.
Unfortunately, the detail shop wasn't able to get to the coach before we left, so we're on the books for middle of December when we head back this direction. And the engine is running right in the right zone, so that's good. Yeah. So I think it was Rich and Sue that said they liked the instrument cluster stuff. That is a product called Bluefire. It's a Bluetooth interface that plugs into the diagnostic port for diesel vehicles, and then you can create a dash to look any way you want with any of the data that's coming across, and you can download dashboards that other people have created. So this is a dashboard someone created that looks, I think it looks all right. It gives a lot of good information. There's a couple of things on it that aren't populated, like the GPS elevation and direction isn't in the middle of it, but I can modify that so it shows something else that's more interesting, or I could plug a GPS in, one or the other.
Everybody has been alerted.
Okie doke. Yeah, Twyla, me too. I ended up sending the insurance company 50 photos, 3 videos that showed the actual drive through the park, out the 2 out at the front dash and 1 out the rear, and so you could, and I annotated the timestamps of the video so that I pointed out where the front of the coach was and how it was as far over as it could have gone without damaging the passenger side. And then on the rear, I showed, like, you could see the reflection off the chrome trim on the car hauler. You could see the reflection of the tree limbs snapping back as they came off the side of the coach. And you could see the bushes scraping into the side of the car hauler. So I gave all those details, and then I gave details of both conversations I had at the RV park. One with the office, where they tried to blame me for it, and then one with the campground owner, who accused me of lying.
And screen grabs
and
from
then,
other reviews.
Yeah, we had 3 reviews that we found online where other people had had damage to their RV and had told the park office about it and had been given the same runaround about it being their fault, before eventually being told that it had been over a year since they trimmed their trees.
And that we only went back 3 months.
Yeah.
That way they couldn't say, well, you know, it's grown back up.
So they were well aware, even though each time, according to the reviews and according to my experience, they acted just shocked that it could happen there, that it was clearly our fault for not driving properly, because the opening through the park was massive. Shouldn't be any problem getting through there. Within 30 minutes of sending that email with all the pictures and the videos and the description, within 30 minutes of them getting it, they replied back from the insurance company saying that they accepted responsibility for it. So that was good. Rich and Sue, I'm not sure. I don't remember exactly how much the Blue Fire cost.
You have a truck on the side of the road?
Yep, thank you. I'm not going to be able to do much about it, it looks. I am pretty sure it was over 100, but I don't remember. Oh, good. Somebody let me over. Thank you. Thanks. He clearly didn't understand why I was needing to come over. Anyway, yeah, I want to say it's a couple $100, but I don't remember for sure. It's been a year or more since I bought it, and I just now started making use of it. I will say the Blue Fire app could use a lot of work. It has oodles and oodles and oodles of little, like, first time you use it pop-up things. And you get the first one and you click OK on that, and then you get another one and you're like, okay, this must be it, and you click OK on that, and then they just keep coming. And I kind of get it. I'm sure it's because they've gotten a lot of support inquiries on things that, usability stuff, so they try to address all that the first time you're stepping through the app. But it gets tiresome after like the 4th or 5th one.
I think I got everybody.
Cool. It just dawned on me. I can make the map auto zoom in and out. So like when we slow down, it'll zoom in on where we are, and when we speed up, it'll zoom out.
Sure.
I'll have to do that.
You okay, buddy? actually has water in it.
Wow, that's shocking.
Oh.
Oh, it did just rain yesterday.
Yeah.
I was wondering why I was having to use the brake so much. The engine brake wasn't on. I'm gonna blame a kitty cat walking through, because that's always on. $205 on Amazon. Thanks, Rich and Sue. Yeah, I thought it was. I knew it was more than 100, and I thought it was probably around a couple hundred. So that's. I'm glad I was in the right ballpark. Keep in mind, Rich and Sue, I don't remember what type of RV you have, but this device, at least the ones that I've seen, are specific to the J1939 data ports that are on heavy-duty diesels. If you're towing like a fifth wheel with a regular diesel truck, that is still going to have an OBD2 port, and this is unlikely to work unless they have an adapter for it or something.
Ooh, you okay, buddy? Come here. I'll help you. Come here. Oh, I know. Hang on. There you go. Oh. You're fine where you are. You lay down. I saw these things on YouTube. They're little hands, little silicone hands that go on your fingers, like little hand puppet, literally hand puppets. And somebody had one on each finger and their thumbs, and they were rubbing their cat's face like this. And the cat was just, you know,
Yep.
all excited and calm.
That solar field's coming along.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, I wonder if that's batteries. So they're doing solar and battery. That almost, I can't tell. I thought that was the white Tesla power.
It looks more like, oh, maybe, but they had doors, like breaker doors,
Yeah.
so you could open up individually and.
Yep. You okay?
Yeah.
Do you happen to have any snacks, like maybe cashews?
Do I have snacks?
Or maybe cashews and jerky?
Oh, I forgot to get a bowl for the cashews and jerky.
Oh. Here, you were getting all cocky.
Well, you know. So you just want cashews, or I got your little mixed thingies too.
You know, I'll take a mixed nuts thing. Okay, yeah. Rich and Sue, yeah, you're good to go then. That Blue Fire should work on that.
Wow, they fit.
Yeah, we may have to take another look at that.
Whaler's Rest.
Yeah, Whaler's Rest.
I'm gonna try these new healthy sandwich cookies. I can't remember. It's like Goody Girl, I think is her name. Yeah, Goody Girl. And they make a really good Thin Mint knockoff. It's gluten-free and really tasty. And I saw these at the store yesterday. They're s'mores.
Huh.
So it's a graham cracker, a chocolate, and then marshmallow cream-ish
Cool.
flavored. So it smells like s'mores.
Yeah, Rich and Sue, I'm very happy it's in the running range as well.
Kind of weird. The cookie. Yeah. I'll stick with the Thin Mints. You come in, Pete? Come in. Come in. I think the reason we were really excited about Pacific Shores is that you could get the site overlooking, like the face fronting.
Oh yeah, over
So
the
right
ocean.
out your windshield, you saw the ocean for whale watching. And oh, our trailer won't fit.
Oh, yeah.
Do they not have storage? I think that might have been one of the things too. because when we stay someplace, they have to have on-site storage if we don't fit, because it's kind of a pain to find an off-site storage place if we're going to be there for any length of time. If we're not going to be there for any length of time, it doesn't make it worth it. So,
Hey, John. Welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Oh, wow. You got it sold, huh? I know you were talking about it before, but sounds like a pretty quick turnaround.
Listo. Are we running in the red for fuel?
No, evidently that's not updated. We're actually at 7/8 of a tank on fuel and at 7/8 of a tank on DEF as well. John, yeah, we're actually, the purpose of this trip is I'm actually going to be relocating my observatory. So I'm going to move the whole building and everything 16 miles up the road.
There's a little mountain range that breaks the wind that comes up and over the Chiricahuas, so it makes it more usable for Michael.
Yeah, where it is right now, the daily winds are generally in the 20 to 35 mile an hour range, and then the gusts can be a lot worse. I've actually measured a wind gust there of 78 miles an hour. So it's just where it is, the mountain range right there, the Chiricahuas, it creates a little funnel and the cold air just rips down out of the mountain and across the desert plain there. So the new location has that extra mountain range and gives a little bit more of a wind break.
Who's helping us, Michael?
Oh, so Mark, my buddy Mark that helped build the observatory, he's going to help. I've got another several friends there, Dennis and John and Larry and Mike. They've all said that they'd love to help, so we should have several hands pitching in. Most of the time it'll just be Mark and I, though. I think we'll only enlist the rest of the team if there's a need for a heavy lift. There's two 20-foot 4x4 tube steel beams that have to be lifted down off of the current observatory where the roof rolls out onto, and then transported and then put up at the new observatory location. So that'll be a multi-hand ordeal.
Rich and Sue say that we need a DTE gauge showing.
Oh, DTE. Not sure. Is that the depth temperature, or what is the DTE? Can you tell me what that measures?
Meanwhile, that's Lake Mead out in front of us.
Yep, Lake Mead. It is very, very low.
Yep. Beginning of 2022, Clark County is going to be instigating or implementing a heavy-duty water restriction, which they should have been doing for years, but we may lose signal down through here too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Looks like we already are.
It's all the iron in the mountain, I think.
Yep. up here somewhere it says for the high-profile vehicles to move to the left lane, but I
Oh,
haven't
it's
seen
just before the
the
Tillman
bridge.
Bridge.
Yeah, but they give a little bit of leeway ahead of time because the high-profile vehicles need to coordinate moving over.
I don't know if we'll be able to see it when we wrap that bend, but it looks like on the distant range there was a rock slide, because it looks like the just gravel just slid right down. Distance to empty.
Oh, so yeah, it actually does have that capability. I had reloaded my laptop and forgotten that I did that, and I didn't save any of the settings for OBS or this gauge software. So I'd actually done some modifications on the last one and thought that, late last night I was just going to check and make sure all the software was up to date, only to find I hadn't installed it, and not only that, but I hadn't saved any of the settings. So between last night and this morning, I set up all this view and everything, and one of the things I have not yet done is put in my actual tank sizes for depth and fuel into the software, so it right now can't calculate that. And maybe actually that may be why it's not showing the...
Sorry, do you see straight ahead where it looks like the rocks just... I don't remember it being that way before, but...
I could have. Hard to say. Yeah, it looks like the winds aren't too bad. I can see that windsock over there is fairly low.
John said it's cold in San Francisco area. Went from mid-90s to winter in a couple of days.
Yeah, it was in the 50s this morning here when we woke up, which was a little chilly for shorts and t-shirt, but...
Yeah, we have friends staying on the coast. They're about a mile from the beach, and they said they had like cold fog every morning.
He's not going to heed the high-profile vehicle warning. Yeah, the lake is way, way down.
Yeah. Rich and Sue, we withdraw our fuel game estimate based on faulty gauge indicator. Yeah, we're gonna top off in probably, I think it's like 50 miles, if that.
We'll wait till this. 42 minutes, 47 miles.
Yeah,
Man, 50 miles.
I was close.
Darn close.
Yeah, just because the fuel is cheaper. It goes from 327 to 365 in a matter of.
What is it on the other side of Phoenix?
327, the next stop for tomorrow. Okay. Hey.
And what about the last stop there at the TA right before?
That's 327. Yeah.
In
that's
Wilcox.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't think we'd get fuel the overnight since we're not really.
That's a good point. Oop. I thought I fixed that. Dang. The speed turned yellow as soon as I went over 70 miles an hour, so that's unfortunate. I thought I'd fix that and save the gauge, but evidently not.
John said it's always cold at the ocean beaches all year long. It can be 100 out by me and 60 at the ocean. That's my kind of ocean. Like, I don't like hot and humid. I can deal with cold and humid.
Or cool.
And cool and humid. Because I can layer up. That's not a problem.
I am definitely not doing 70 and the speed is still yellow.
It's interesting. It's a V
Yeah, like
slide.
a peak.
Yeah, like a peak slide. I guess that would keep the water off.
Yeah. You'd have
Also
to be,
give some headroom for a bed.
Maybe.
If you're really tall. I don't know. Good.
wind direction and wind speed. Yeah, that would be tough to capture here.
It would always be hurt. Well, maybe when we're stopped. I don't know
Right.
if we have that feature on the weather thing.
Well, on the weather thing we would, but it's not going up when we're stopped overnight.
Aren't you going to mount it to the roof so it's up all the time?
No.
No.
It'll
I thought
always
that's
have
what
to
you-
come down while we're in motion.
I thought that's what that arm was for.
Almost. It's the arm that I got is to mount it to the observatory. I'm putting a new weather station on the observatory, putting on metal siding on the observatory so that I don't have to paint the darn thing anymore. Right now the desert is really being harsh towards it, so I've ended up having to repaint part of it every 6 months when we've been out there.
John, I don't hot. I like dry hot. I don't like humid hot. Like 115 degrees in Vegas doesn't bother me at all. Go outside and sit. It's only when it's like that hot wool blanket. You know, it's
Yeah.
yeah,
You step outside and it's like walking through a sauna.
yeah. It's bad on the fibro.
Got a little something in the road.
I got a clump of Emma hair in my face.
All right, so when I stop, I gotta put in the tank sizes. I gotta fix the speed, color, and I might try to figure out why the fuel and def levels aren't showing up. I may just need to restart the app or something to get those to show up. It's weird, sometimes it doesn't sync with some of the data. And our bandwidth is low.
That's why I'm not talking. I'm
Mm.
conserving bandwidth.
Yep. Hey John, actually I'll wait until I think you can hear me and then I'll explain it. So it looks like we should be coming back up on data. Yeah, not a lot.
I'll answer the question when I think we have.
Yeah. Okay, so we're coming back on data. The short answer, John, is yes, we have a device plugged into the diagnostic port. It's called Bluefire. It's about $205 on Amazon. Rich and Sue looked it up earlier. And their app lets you build custom gauges and everything, or you can download someone else's custom gauge, which is what I did. I don't have nearly enough time to put all that together. And then regarding back east,
Yeah, it was. I'm always shocked at how quickly the humidity affects the fibromyalgia. When we went to Florida in 2019, we had the plans to go watch some space launches, then meander up the coast to visit friends, And after the space launch, it was like, okay, we're gonna see the parents and then we're leaving. We can't do it. And pretty much the same thing happened this time. We got 2 months in, and I had to get back out. About the time we hit Kansas on the way back there is when it started setting in that it was just humid and awful. I made a vow that I made a vow that I probably will never go east of Texas again. I mean, it's gonna have to be a big draw to.
And even Texas is probably a stretch.
Yeah, but
We just have too many friends there.
yeah. And Texas is a halfway point, you know.
Yep.
If y'all would really want to see us, meet us in Texas. We'll be there.
I need to fix the bounciness of the camera too.
Yeah, the other thing that was a shock and a reminder of why we like the desert, all of the bugs just inundated with flies, and it was mosquitoes.
Yep.
The
Just not for us.
no. There was a Vegas Golden Knights windsock on the side of the road somebody had put on a stake, and
Wow. I hope I sleep a lot better tonight. I think I will, because last night.
I didn't sleep because of this monster.
What? The little kitty cat?
Did you, when you were awake this morning on your phone and you were shooing her away, did you see how she treats me? Violent. And I noticed, like, you'd shoo her away and then she'd go to where you couldn't reach her.
Yep. Or she'd run across you and me.
Oh yeah, she pounces on the kidneys. And we went back east, and I didn't even have a White Castle or a Hardee's biscuit. I missed out.
Yeah.
I did get some country ham, and
Speaking of food, can we eat while we're here?
yes,
Because I'm still pretty hungry.
yep.
Tis time for lunch.
Oh, and there was a Wegmans in New York, so I got lots of.
We did get some sushi from Wegmans.
That one wasn't too good. The sushi at that place in Lockport, I think it was Lockport that we
Yeah.
went to. Steak and sushi.
Yeah, that sushi was really good.
Yeah, and then we went and ate it down by the old lock system, and with the pandemic, of course, we're trying to get out of the house and do outdoorsy stuff when we do get out of the house. So it made for a good date day.
Yep. We picked up sushi to go and then went to the locks and ate there by the locks and then got to walk up and down and check out. I think the lock system there is called 5 locks.
I think so, 5 or 8. I'll have to
I
look
thought
it
it was
up.
5, but anyway.
It's a historic section that I think they've changed it. There's only 2 now, right?
Yeah,
That
there's
they've
only
made
2
big
in the,
ones to
in the
replace.
real one. Yeah, and the one that everybody uses now.
Yeah, we watch a lot of narrow boat YouTubers from England, and it was one of the things that Michael may still be tinkering around with the idea. It was one of the things we were thinking about doing next, but I got a good whiff of canal water. And
That's a little different.
I don't know how.
That's a big dog. He's going up over the wall.
Yeah, probably a great name.
Yeah.
John grew up in the Midwest, all that bad weather and humidity.
Yep.
Yeah, you can't go back. Once you get out here, and it's such a shock to the system, and you forget. Just like it's weather. Everybody has weather. It fluctuates, and then it's miserable. I'm glad more people don't come out west because people, but
Yep.
I don't know how they stand it. I think the thing that it concerns me with bugs and other things, like in Las Vegas, it's one of the worst cities for allergies, and now they're starting to have signs up about deterring mosquitoes
Yeah.
because of all the Easterners and Midwesterners that have come out here and plant non-native species. And so everything, April and October, I think, are big bloom months out here. It's yellow dust or pollen, and just can be miserable.
Tree sperm.
Yeah, tree sperm. I don't understand why people want to move to a different area and make it exactly the way they had it back at their. Just stay home.
Yep. Yeah, we did the opposite. We took out all the grass at the RV lot that we bought in Las Vegas and
Yep.
put in pavers and artificial turf and lava rock or desert rock.
Yeah, desert rock. Yeah, not only did we not have to worry about the sprinklers, I didn't have any guilt about using water that we didn't have to, and now we have, I guess, twice the flat surface space. Like,
Oh, usable space. Yeah, it's
usable space.
quite a bit more.
So we also put in electric on the perimeter, so if we need to plug in anything. We didn't want to do any build outs right now because there's too many options, and wanted to get a feel for the site.
And it's really, it's tough to get a contractor to come in and do a build out right now. A lot
Yeah.
of them aren't doing it anymore for one reason or another.
And the few that are backed up. And
Yep.
so
Oh, big tire on the road.
I have to get a louder notification sound, so you might hear some dings. I'm Mr. Macy's. Look at me. Existence is pain.
No issues with the rear slides coming in?
No.
Good.
Although we still need to get a new replacement panel because it's still, I had to like get that
Oh,
one little
yeah.
area.
We statically zapped the control panel that controls the bedroom lights, the aqua hot, and the slide rooms in the back. And so it fried one half of all the of each button. So each button had two switches underneath it. So when you push it, you could get either one and it would work, or both. What doesn't matter. Now you got to get just perfect on that top one only, otherwise nothing moves or turns on or off.
John's-
And the backlight doesn't dim on it anymore.
John said we had bad cell coverage where we've been going through. When the screen freezes for buffering, we make good mannequins. We have to do like some weird pose.
Yep. Yeah, we're actually buffering right now, probably.
I let Cheryl know that we're on the road, and she said thanks, but it might be too depressing.
Oh. Yeah, they really need to get out here.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be a good time to sell and then not buy for about a year, maybe.
Yeah.
If things settle back down, I'm not sure. On the road, but it sounded like I was on the rumble strips.
Well, there was a gouge in the road
okay.
that looked like somebody knotted
Rubbed
it out,
something.
but yeah.
Yeah. Oh boy.
I got caffeine tabs if you want one.
Not a tab, no. But after lunch, I'll have another coffee. So where are we stopping for the night? South side of Phoenix?
Yeah, probably Casa Grande or
Okay.
Picacho. Depends on how you're feeling.
Yeah. I'm guessing Casa Grande. I don't know. Might make it to Tucson, who knows?
It's too bad we always go through Benson on the weekend.
I know. Some good Mexican food.
They got outdoor seating now.
Ooh, fancy.
I know. Well, I mean, on a pre-pandemic, they only had 12 or
Yeah, 12
6
seats
tables
inside.
or something, yeah.
Yeah, it was only 5 tables, I think.
Yeah.
No, maybe 6.
I think there were 4 in the one room and 2 in the other.
Yep.
Yeah. So they could probably get 1 table to do the social distancing.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
On the inside.
You worry me, baby girl. Louie's in her condo. She's not happy.
There's another one there, right?
Yeah, she's
Okay.
going back to that one, but she didn't. She tried to get in the front one and she like smacking him while he's backed in there.
Poor Louie.
Yeah, always catching it. Yeah, that's why I prepped all those meals yesterday. So
Cool.
something quick and not junk food.
While we're stopped, I'll also put the stream up on the blog site.
Okay. Well, if you're coming, come on. Come on. I cannot help you. I know you can jump higher than that. Fiona. I'm gonna get Laura to cut your nails. We're in desperate need of manicures, huh?
All of us. Or pedicures. Oh, they got some tree scratches too.
Yeah.
Goes around.
Hold still. Hold still. I got it. Nope. Nope. Does that tell you what side of the road it's on?
It says I need to make a U-turn in 15 miles. So
Yeah, I thought that. I think they went ahead and made a crossover, so you
yeah,
don't have to
because
go
we
up.
used a crossover last time.
Yeah.
So it's probably only about 15 miles before we get there, even though it says it's 24, which is odd.
Let's see if I can.
Confirm on the Googles. This is actually Google, so
Well, I was gonna do satellite. Woo! What is that smell?
kitty cat.
Oh, Lord. All right, that's gonna have to wait.
Turn on the
You okay,
kitchen
Nams?
fan.
All right, turning on kitchen fan.
Nimmy. She's locked herself in the litter box.
She's not coming out?
No, and she's sitting in it.
Maybe she's still making it.
Yeah, but she's sitting in the poop. It's. You okay? Just a second.
I'm going to mute our audio collectively so she can tend to the kitty cat without you guys having to hear the details.
Got her if you want to go live again.
Okay, we're live again. Okay, so kitty cat's cleaned up. I decided to come over here to the non-fuel area first, and then we'll fuel up on the way out, I think. Although all the fuel things are faced this way, so I should have not done that. But anyway, we'll figure it out.
Y'all just need to be grateful it's not smell-o-vision. Oh. I think John wrote something new.
Oh, he said it kills him he can't travel anymore. Watching us and others makes him so jealous. You're welcome to live vicariously through us, John.
Sorry, I'm shuffling around. Is the generator on?
No, it is not, but
We may need it for the microwave.
let me know. Lots and lots and lots and lots of settings. Def is 10 gallons.
It's okay, baby. Go ahead and mute my mic.
Okay. Alright, I'm going to exit this app and bring it back in hopes that it saves all that this time. Looks like it's still waiting for data to come in.
Trash away at the fuel pump.
There's a trash can right here.
I think she passed out in the middle.
Poor girl. Ooh, we got fuel level. Hello, peoples. Sorry about that. Evidently,
Yeah, put that back up.
yes. Evidently, we had, when the microwave hit, the ups kicked in, and it took it a little too long, and our router crapped out. So that was fun. Hello, Augusto. Thank you for joining in. I'm not sure how long ago that... Oh, you know what? Let me toggle timestamps. There we go. Oh, so it's just now. So we should be back in the land of the streaming.
What's up, buddy? You coming? That was a good boy.
All right. So we've finished our lunch. We've gotten the internet back online. Let me go put the live video on the
Where you
blog.
Hmm?
If I can get to the blog.
Turn that on and off.
Oh. Yeah, we've got a little bit of internet, but it's still really slow.
Yeah, we're a little blurry, Twyla says.
Yeah.
Maybe there's... Oh, you wanted to
interesting.
fix the front camera was...
Yeah, I did
bouncing
do.
or
I
something?
did that. We should clear up, Twyla. It looks like we're streaming in good data at this point. I mean, not a ton, but enough that we're getting out. Oh, we slipped down a little bit on data. So it's coming and going.
It probably will until just north of Phoenix.
Does that have a smell of like men's cologne? Nope. That was a bad thing to do.
Supposed to be lemony something something.
Lemony snickets.
Lemony vanilla.
Yeah, our bandwidth is a little all over the place right now.
Yeah.
Oh well. I'll come back to that. We'll go ahead and get fuel and get back on the road. Oh. Yay, I can edit. 10. What's today, the 9th? Yep.
Okay, just checking. Don't be mad. Does this need to go back on?
Oh, yes, thank you.
Doo doo doo. We on 40 or 10? We are on 11.
Nothing. 93.
93. It was 11 until the bridge, I think. We're going to be going through Wickenburg, Wickiup, and it's
diagonal.
yeah, it's northwest to southeast,
Yes.
coming into Phoenix. So we'll be on this. Sometimes it's divided, sometimes it's not. It's a fairly good road.
It can be.
It can be. There's about a 5-mile stretch. I think it's right before that weird rest area.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to set up the video as the main page on the blog, and then we can get fuel and get on out of here.
Okay.
Ooh, the internet, she's slow. $93, then 10. Yep. That's the ticket, John. Can you look at satellite and see if there's a way I can swing around the back side of the building or something to get back into the fuel area? Dankeschön. I'm gonna grab a screwdriver and see if I can get the dash to go back into place.
There is not.
Okay.
It does look like, I don't know what that is. I think it's the car fuel. Yeah, it's the car fuel up. You could circle around it.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, you just have to make the tight turn. If you go on the the west side of the pumps, you may be able to pull the turn to get on the far.
Is there enough space beyond the pumps that I can turn around?
I don't know what you're asking. There's the map.
Oh, I see what you mean.
The little square is the car
Yeah.
pumps.
Yeah. If the
Yeah, if you pull out that
if the pump
way,
island is if the pump island closest to the store is open, I might be able to swing out enough
Yeah.
and then circle back.
yeah, that's what I was If not, you have to try to figure out the car pump situation, like
Yep. Circle around it.
circle around it.
We're still coming in and out of.
Okay. We're at the new TA Express on 93 in White Hills, Arizona. It's just north of Kingman. Or did you already say that?
I don't think I said it.
Man, Google really doesn't know me. It thinks I'm interested in nightlife.
Ooh, nightlife.
Nightlife, like pajamas and that kind of nightlife? Because I am down.
You're good with some pajamas, huh?
I am good with some pajamas. Some pajamas, some fuzzy socks.
Real slow TV today here, guys. Are we? Oh, you already answered that, right?
Yeah. That was odd.
What's that?
I'm guessing he was brushing his teeth because he's that big white foamy pile of that.
Oh, that
he
was
just,
him?
Yeah, he just yacked that out of his mouth.
Sweet.
Yeah. Dude, smile, you're on camera. Here, back
Wave
that
to the
up.
audience. Maybe we're not online anymore. That all looks fine. Oh yeah, we're still online. Okay. All right. Let's get it on. Get it on. You ready?
Yep.
Not drive over the foamy pile. Oh man. The exact wrong one is open.
Yeah.
And somebody's coming in for it now.
Well, I think we'll have to go around.
I mean, we don't really need fuel.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
All right. Whatever you
All right,
need to
so
do.
TA, and where are we going next?
Flying J Travel Center in Eloy, Arizona.
Flying J Travel Center in Eloy, Arizona.
There are 2 pilot travel center locations to choose from, and you can tell me the number of the one you want anytime. The one in Eloy is 264 miles away.
Sound like she said ahoy. He's backing up. But,
To give me room to get past him.
oh, I would have figured you'd just gone around.
I would have.
Yeah.
Thanks. Thank you.
Yeah, John, it's an express, so they kind of crammed a whole lot in a tiny space. It's only been open about, less than
Probably.
a year. We're just enough of a ridge, I can't really tell four-wheelers
Okay.
until you get over a little farther. It looks like you might have the,
Close lane.
yeah, the left lane.
I have an acceleration lane too.
Oh, okay, well that's good.
Yeah. Wasn't expecting that, if I'm being honest. Yay! On the road again.
Something is making noise. Like a crinkle, but I don't know.
Hmm.
Okay. Oh, scheisse. There's really something making weird noises back here. I gotta
Yeah.
go.
I'm hearing it too. I'm wondering if it's the fan, the kitchen fan.
Yeah.
Go ahead and turn the fan part off, but leave the thing
Yep.
open. John, have we ever stayed at Picacho RV Park? Yes. Picacho. Okay. Is your mic off?
Nope, turn it off.
Okay. I think it was Picacho Peak RV Resort that we stayed at. Anyway, it turned out it was for 55 and older, and we weren't, but they let us stay, and then we realized we didn't have hardly any internet. We could buy internet, but it wasn't any better than what we were getting over the air, and they didn't accept any packages or mail delivery or anything. You had to have everything sent to the post office and go pick it up there, which isn't really something you can do with Amazon. So we only stayed there a couple of days, and then we left and went back up to Eagle View, outside of Phoenix, which is where David and Brenda stay when they're in that area. Yay, I fixed the speed and the def and the fuel. I think I got the camera tweaked a little too far to the right, but it's tilted a bit. So we're going to be coming in and out of signal for most of the trip today. Hopefully it's at least streaming a large portion of the time. Oh yeah. So you've been there, John. Yeah, it's a nice park. Before you sit down, can you tweak the lower camera to the left, like counterclockwise, just ever so slightly? What you doing?
I was locking the door.
Okay,
And
sorry.
then trying to do what you asked me to.
Yep, sorry.
Tweak it to the what?
Counterclockwise just a little bit? Okay, danke. Perfect. Is your mic back on?
Yep.
Okay. I appreciate.
Back. Yeah, I know you do. You're welcome. Oh.
Yeah, before the last quartzite. Yeah, I'm not sure if they're planning on doing that this year. I'm not sure if they're even planning to get to Arizona at all this year.
Yeah. I got lunch on my shirt. Oh well.
Saving it for later.
Yeah. Tazzle-P?
Hey, Tazzle P.
Tazelp?
Tazelp, maybe? Okay. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, it's beautiful weather out right now.
66 degrees.
Nice.
Oh, that says 72.
I thought somewhere on this overlay it had the outside temperature, but I don't see it.
Yeah, 72.
72 degrees Fahrenheit, which is, any idea in Celsius?
Minus 34, I think, is the trick I used, but I don't know.
Not quite.
.22 degrees Celsius.
Cool.
Yeah, 72 degrees minus 32, and then times 5/9.
Yep.
I just do the minus 32. It gets me close enough.
That'd get you almost double.
Minus 32?
Mm-hmm. So 72 minus 32 is 40 degrees.
Oh, okay. There was one hack I learned when we lived in Germany. I just don't remember it.
So minus 32 divided by half would get you somewhere in the ballpark.
I think that's what it was that I used. Because it was always off by 1 or 2, but
Mhm.
never.
So where are you at Tazelp, if you don't mind sharing?
El Paso.
Oh, cool.
90 today and a little breezy.
We're actually not going to be too far from El Paso starting tomorrow afternoon, evening. Most
Yeah.
of our packages get delivered out of El Paso. What's up?
Oh, I was just muttering. I actually used to live in El Paso on the northeast side. I don't even want to think about how many decades ago that was.
Well, the good news is you can still count the decades on one hand.
True. A couple years it won't be.
A few more.
2.
You're not 58.
And 48 is going to be 5.
You can still
5.
count the decades on one
Okay.
hand.
Gotcha.
Just cruising along here on 93 South, heading toward Kingman, Arizona, where we will pick up I-10 east for a little bit, and then drop back off again on 93, I think it is. Still, that heads down toward Phoenix.
Sometimes it routes us a little east or west of Phoenix down through, I think it's called Sunshine, and I think it's Sunshine, and then it goes down south of Phoenix, so you don't have to really do that, but Google just bases it on traffic. Yeah, I bet El Paso has changed a lot. It's 2002 was the last time I was in El Paso, and I moved away in 87.
John, yeah, we're planning on being in Rodeo for 2 months. If everything goes absolutely perfectly, I should be able to get it all moved and done in 3 weeks, but I'm giving us 2 months just to have contingency time. So if weather doesn't cooperate, or we're missing a part and we need to order something in or whatever, it still gives us time to get everything done. Then we're heading back into Las Vegas, and unless things slip again, we should be taking delivery of our next vehicle sometime in December. Yeah, we've not spent too much time in Kingman. We get fuel there every time we pass through, generally. And I've charged up the Tesla a couple of times in Kingman at the Hardee's right by the interstate. Wait, oh. That was weirding me out. I thought there was a stop sign on the road now. Dude, you have an acceleration lane.
Today is Chrissy's birthday.
Chrissy?
Yep, Blue and Chrissy.
Oh, happy birthday, Chrissy. I don't think she's watching, but...
She might be. I sent Blue the link.
Oh, cool.
And I wished her happy birthday, so she started texting me. I don't think I had her number, her new number.
Ah. John, what do we mean a new vehicle? We're trading our Tesla Model X in on a new Tesla Model S. And we've had it on order since mid-July. The original estimated delivery was August, and then it slipped to February, March. Then it went to November, then December, then November again, then December. So right now it's looking like December 10th to the 30th is what they're estimating.
Gotta go, you gotta go?
Yep. Changing it up a little bit this time. Our first Model S was the midnight gray color. I don't know
You
if
got
they
a
call
vehicle on the side of the road over here.
Okay, Dunka.
Bitte.
Our Model X is white, of course, and then our next Model S is going to be blue. December 2022. Yeah, let's hope not. Although it was interesting, the trade estimate that Tesla gave us from July when we first submitted it to the end of August when they reevaluated it, the trade value went up $2,500. And they just reevaluated it again and it went down $100. So we're still net positive $2,400 on the trade value.
Do you think it might have something to do with like a mileage increase? Like, just because
the
less-
$100?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably somewhere in that. Because that's the thing that they ask for every time when they're re-upping the estimate, is just the mileage. So we have driven it a little bit more in Vegas, but not a lot. Just market changes and stuff too, who knows? I will say I'm liking these new tires again. I'm remembering how much quieter they are.
Yeah. I think think a truck and one of those would be fun to have.
A truck camper.
Yeah. Like you could just go to any small park and then use the truck as a 4x4 to go do stuff. And I think Rick and Laura have that still on top of their. They live full time in the fifth wheel, and then when they do their little weekend jaunts, they've got.
Yeah.
That one has 2 slides.
Sweet.
They've got it. It's specialty bed, so they've got storage on the.
Yep.
That's pretty ingenious. Car prices have all gone up, even the used cars.
Oh yeah.
I see used cars with 50,000 miles and above going for almost new prices when they're 4 years old.
Yep.
Yeah, a friend of mine had to get a new car, and he had to wait for one to ship in from California. So he was
Into Texas.
He was Ubering.
To and from work. And
Yeah.
even motor coaches, John. I hope you got a good price out of your RV that you sold. And just as an FYI, if you're looking at the data in the center at the top, I put in our speed offset our speed offset ratio. Our rear tires are, from the factory, were slightly smaller than our front tires, but when we bought new tires, we got the same size front and rear, because that's what was available in the BF Goodrich that was recommended to us by National Tire Concierge Service. And so that means that our speedometer is off by 2.9%. So we're going 2.9% faster than what the speedometer says. So in the speed area there, you can see that when we're on level ground and steady state, the cruise control is set at 68, but we're actually going 70. And that's why you're seeing that offset. Microwave, we may have had air conditioner going too.
Possibility. I didn't think the air was going on except for on the dash.
Well, I mean, it's not heavy usage, but I don't have it turned off. So what you looking forward to most in Rodeo?
The view.
The mountains?
The view, yeah, the mountains. Going up into the canyon. Outside socially distanced visiting with the friends, watching the bats, and hopefully the gypsy moths will still be there.
Yep.
I've never seen one live, and I'm excited to. They're the size of hummingbirds.
Wow.
And they actually look like little fuzzy hummingbird bodies with moth wings. I discovered an artist in Albuquerque. She paints skulls. So there's like cow skulls and rams and stuff. Like hunters have called, and she has one. It's already sold, and we don't have any space for it anyway. But it was black, and she had gold desert. What's geometric stuff, but then in the center of the forehead was a gypsy moth, and the way she had painted it was just stunning.
Oh, we should have taken the peepers while we were stopped.
Oh no, I didn't. Now she'll be okay.
Yep.
I'm sure we'll have to stop at a rest area at some point before we get there.
Yeah. I'm cruising over to the line because of all the chuck holes and everything on the road, so I'm trying to avoid
I
the
don't
most.
understand why they repaired one 2-foot section. It seems. Did they run out of asphalt? They had
Yeah.
to.
Who knows?
What are you most looking forward to? Being done with everything?
Yes. Very much.
Yeah, I'm really glad that Rusty got us on the regular site, so I get
Yeah,
that.
our regular site.
Yeah, the view in the morning, the sun hitting on the Chiricahuas. That's my morning joy.
Yep. It'll also be good because Mark will be on the site right behind us, so it'll
Yeah.
be easy for me to coordinate with him. Oh boy. So to Zelp, if you're still watching, do you RV and travel, or looking forward to RVing and traveling someday, or what's your story, if you don't mind sharing? John, I don't know if you were on earlier when we talked about the damage we got to our coach at the first campground after we got out of Gary, Indiana. The campground hadn't trimmed their trees in over a year and didn't warn us before we came in.
Some sort of blinky thing happening over here. I don't know
Yep.
if it's a disabled vehicle or.
It looks like it's way off the road though. So we ended up with scratches all down the driver's side of the coach and the driver's side of the car hauler. At first they blamed my driving, and then they said I was lying, that it didn't happen there. So I told them I had video of the whole drive through the park, so you know, I had no reason to lie about anything. And after bugging them for a month and a half, their insurance company finally called me, and within 30 minutes of getting all the information and photos and video that I had, they accepted liability and asked for the estimate.
It was kind of weird because they wouldn't give us the name of the park owner.
Yeah, that was...
It was a little shady.
really it seemed like they were trying to run out the clock, like they thought I would just give up if they kept not giving me anything. Little did they know I already had the owner's name and address and phone number from doing property searches and stuff, so.
But that's what I mean. Usually, at least on a website, it'll say owned and operated by
Yeah.
or something. I mean, we couldn't find anything about the RV park connected to it until he looked into property records.
Yep.
So,
And the RV park itself is owned by itself, which is also seemingly odd
yeah.
in the property records. So, I mean, I guess it's not that odd. The business owns property, but
Once the insurance check arrives, we'll let everybody know.
We're gonna be posting
Yeah.
about the experience. The other damning thing that went against them was we had 3 reviews from other RVers that had also had damage within the last 6 months that had also brought it to the attention of the office staff and were also blamed for their own parking before finally being admitted to that it had been over a year since they trimmed the trees.
Well, when you were walking around with the owner,
Yeah.
there was that fifth wheel that said, "Oh, did you get in the trees too?"
Yep.
I mean,
So yeah, they acted to me like it was a surprise that it could have happened there, you know, and outright accusing me of lying about it. But they full well knew, based on the prior reviews.
I just checked on my phone and it's still live and functioning.
Okay.
So, so we watched Pitch Perfect last night for the first time ever.
I think I'd seen it before, but
Really?
yeah,
Oh, that's right. I think you watched it in the hotel room on a travel trip with a bunch of other nerdy guys.
maybe.
I think that's what it was. But no, it was pretty good.
Yeah. All the Aka stuff was a little annoying, but
Excuse me? Elizabeth Banks' commentary was priceless.
oh gosh, yeah.
Well, you're a misogynist, John, so that checks out.
Talking about having to go. Sorry, I was trying to dodge the potholes. There was a boy band a cappella group that was out there singing, and the guy, John, said something about, he's one of the commentators, said something about all the girls love him, and Elizabeth Banks said something like, yeah, I'm going to have to go tend to my downstairs, or something. It was just full of good humor.
Yeah.
All right, I'm moving over to left lane. It may be worse than the right lane, though. I-20. I thought it was
Yeah.
I-10.
I-10 is
Oh,
farther
I-10
south.
is way far south. Yeah, gosh. So when we were talking earlier, we were really messing that one up.
Says we got 6 viewers.
What?
Probably 5 because I'm on my
6
account.
whole people.
So, yeah. We're internet famous. Start
Four
raking in that.
or 5 enough for internet famous?
I don't know. We're gonna start raking in that YouTube money.
Any day now.
In about 5 years, we might have enough for a Starbucks.
Right?
But that's not why we do it.
No, not at all. Well, the internet connection has been fairly stable since we left that truck stop.
Oh, that's good.
Yep. Roxy's Toys and Collectibles.
There are a lot of jerky restaurants around here. Jerky stores. Just,
No, it is the West. I mean, that's that's how you preserve your meat for your long cattle runs.
yeah, but it's 2021. There's not a whole lot of cattle drives out here.
You don't think so?
No.
Oh well.
We saw that one in Idaho, but
Yeah.
it was just driving along the interstate. Had to be a couple thousand head of cattle.
I'm moving back over.
I think we're only on 40 for just a few miles, and then it
yeah,
caddies
it's more
back
than
down.
It's more than you remember, because I had the same thought, but it ends up being like 20 miles.
Yeah.
But it does, in recollection, feel like only 2 or 3 or 4 miles, and then you're back off. But it's further than that. I think we have a low viewer count right now because I didn't announce it ahead of time or put it on the blog or anything,
Yeah.
which is okay. They'll find us.
Yeah, catch up. Oh, Felicia said she was gonna hook up her setup so she could watch us while she was working.
Cool. Hope she's doing well with her
She
long
is,
hauler.
well, as good as she's been. We've been chatting about different movies, and she told me about that Henry Cavill serial killer thing. I want to watch that. I can't figure out if he's a serial killer or if he's a cop by the trailer. It says so many twists and turns, so
Mm.
who knows.
Yep.
I'm really excited to see the new Venom movie.
Yeah.
Love me some Tom Hardy.
So is the new one Spider-Man versus
No,
Venom, or
no,
like I don't remember Spider-Man being in Venom or Venom being
it's
in
the
Spider-Man.
comic book versions. There's like
Oh, okay.
a.
I'm just talking about the car that they were
Yeah, the wrap.
printed and wrapped. Yeah.
Yeah. There's comic book storylines with, I think, Spider-Man and Venom and Spider-Man and Deadpool, like rivalries or something. I don't read the comic books, so.
Excuse me?
Right? Totally losing some nerd cred on that comment. Yeah, I love that Theo said, well, when you asked about the licensing, he's like, oh, I don't know.
Well, it was Benny, the
Oh,
vinyl guy.
okay.
Yeah. Did you look at the car hauler much?
Yeah.
Looks good.
It's really slick.
Yep.
Like I touched it and it just,
Yeah.
I couldn't really notice what you were talking about with the verticals,
good.
so it,
Good. I figured I was pretty well right when I said that only I'll be the one to notice that.
yeah. I mean, I noticed that it did it, but I didn't notice that it wasn't supposed to be that way. Kind
Right.
of, it just looks good. Oh, the other thing I'm really looking forward to are the long solo drives to get groceries.
Mm.
And I'm not being facetious, y'all. I really, like, you get 80-mile one way, nobody on the road. Listen to my Alan Alda podcast or my audiobooks. I like Clear and Vivid with Alan Alda and Highway with Jamila Jamil. I used to listen to Armchair Expert, but they went to Spotify, and I'm not down with Spotify. I even took the sticker off my laptop.
You're good.
I figure if I can't listen to what they're talking about, then I can't in good conscience have my sticker to promote them.
Yep. Trying to give the truck behind us some room to get through. Ooh, she's gonna be tight. Okay, he's got it. You got the RVer up there half in his lane and half in our lane, and so the trucks can't get by him to
Yeah.
fill up the queue.
I don't know if Mom's watching on YouTube, but she has been sending me texts about, like, the skies look good and that kind of
Oh,
thing.
cool.
So I know she's at least watching on the R view.
Yep. There we go. Light turned green, so now we should get some movement here in a moment.
You know, when we saw that El Dorado cantina, we probably should have ordered some takeout from there just to see if it was still.
Yeah.
I think Paco still worked for them, but had been gone the last
Yeah,
time we
he-
went.
Well, I think he went to Miami and opened up a restaurant in Miami.
Yeah, that's right. The last time we were there, that's what happened. bet the flan
Use the
is
left
nowhere
2
near
lanes
as
to turn
good.
left onto the I-40 East ramp.
Lay down, Fee.
Continue on I-40 East for 22 miles.
I'm gonna send a test message to the chat just to see.
Okay. I mean, there's only 4 or 5 people watching, so.
No, but sometimes I just want to ver. Yep. Okay. Have you heard from Dennis about Diane's head? Is she doing okay, or?
You know, he hasn't mentioned anything about it, so I'm assuming she's doing all right. She had a few staples put in. I guess they use staples when they need stronger closure than a suture
Stitch,
or
yeah.
stitch.
I guess.
I'm not familiar enough with that specific aspect of medical. Yeah,
I think
21 miles to
yeah.
the off ramp.
I think it'd probably be more painful and traumatic to have the staples removed psychologically than because your endorphins are already
Yeah.
going from having to put them in.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Like, lots of stitches now dissolve, and just you don't have to go
Yeah.
anywhere to get them pulled or anything. And I mean, push come to shove, a pair of scissors and
Yeah, then they slip
tweezers,
out.
and you're
yeah.
good to go.
I think if I had to get a staple in my head, I would just call it a piercing and be done with it. For like, it's good.
It'll be all right.
It's all right.
It's art.
Twyla said loud and clear still. Good. Thank
Good.
you so much. I think we're on in the background in quite a few people's.
Yep. Maybe they muted us just to see the drive.
Yeah, that's what I would do. Listen to us prattle on.
Prattle.
Yeah,
Good British word.
it is.
Aren't you clever?
I am clever. Whoa, I'm a clever girl.
Yep.
Although as soon as I said prattle, I thought of Chris Pratt, and so.
Honey cannabis.
At Medusa Farm. I hope somewhere in the United States or the world that there is a Tegrity Farms for that. I just
Yeah.
Tegrity. Did you know the creators of South Park bought Casa Bonita?
I saw, yeah.
I wonder what they're gonna do with it.
I don't know. Hopefully they keep it open as Casa Bonita. Or turn it into a South Park theme park.
Yeah. You know, they paid people to just come in and dive off the waterfall. Like somewhere in Denver, somebody's job was to just use, use a diving
at the
board.
real Casa Bonita?
Yeah, just dive into the lake. That was their job. Like,
That's
what do you
awesome.
do? I dive.
I mean, arguably the performers in Rev are paid to just dive into the water too, but
Well, that's a
It's-
little bit more than.
with a little flair,
Yeah. A little bit more dangerous at 80 feet up, I think.
right?
Yeah, 80 foot up into a 20-foot deep pool.
Yeah. No thanks. You gotta have everything clenched just perfect on that
Yeah. Aw, no jerky.
one. What?
Sorry, I was answering Twyla. Richard made jerky, and she said she would try to save me some, but I told her I wasn't holding out any hope. So.
Yeah.
I hope at least he thought of me when he was chewing on the last little bit of it.
I'm gonna go with no.
Yeah, he probably was. Ha ha.
I started looking into the J1939 protocol for engine communications and such. And it turns out that is an extremely controlled protocol. Like, they don't just let you have all the details about it. You have to pay them to license to be able to see what the protocol spec even is if you're wanting to do something with it.
And what would the benefit to that be?
Well, the deaf head failures that have been going on, the specific research I was doing at that time was looking at the emulator that's out there now and how to write my own and open source it. And I may still do that. I've had my head in other projects. The other thing I'm thinking about is the protocol at the diagnostic port is different than the one that's back there doing all the actual work. So I've thought about setting up a way to log the data coming off the diagnostic port so that, like this overlay thing that I'm doing here over Bluetooth, which is sketchy and not very persistent, I thought about replicating it in a better way in a directly wired connection. Oh man, jerky.
Mm-hmm. You want some?
Just, can you hand me a nice chewy piece? Or do you have a bowl now?
I don't have a bowl now.
Oh.
This bag doesn't really have a lot of chewy pieces.
That's too bad.
Oh,
Dunka.
good job. So this is the next best thing, Twyla. Sweet baby rays.
Don't tell people there'll be a run on it. All 3 people that are watching will buy it out.
Well, there already is. It's hard to find. I've got a little tin cup for the cashews if you want me to fill that up with it.
No, you can just hand me another piece. Looks like we're getting ready to be slowed down a lot. Dunka.
There you go.
This one's a little spicier.
I've noticed that.
Is it a different?
Still original.
Hmm.
Every once in a while we'll get one.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the big pieces are hard. That's the chewiest pears I could find. The only thing I can think of is maybe they do consecutive batches and like the air filter system, sometimes like if it sucks the air from the spicy and it really doesn't make sense how 1 or 2 bags
it's just whoever's mixing the sauce that day, the brine or.
I'm pretty sure they've got a formula down that like everything's weighed. And pineapple juice. What?
Did you see Twyla's comment?
That's why I mentioned this
Ah.
turkey. Tamarind. Good thing I'm not one of the
Allergic.
dead from RIPD.
Oh yeah.
Or no, that was turmeric. Never mind.
That's close. Runga.
Good job. Do you remember the brand that we used to get back when we had the Cavalier? We'd stop on the way to Kentucky and just get a bag of it. It was like old fashioned something. It was pretty good back in the day. I just don't remember now what it was.
Yeah, it's not ringing a bell.
This antenna that you've got up here,
Uh-huh.
what is that for?
Just picking up random radio stuff. I'm using it to try and figure out the decoding of the tire pressure monitor system, but I haven't focused on it long enough to get it working yet.
I have to figure out a new way to make a lanyard for this thing.
Theo gave us two specialist lanyards.
Oh wow. I don't think that'll work, but it might. I need the little tiny lobster claw.
They're both hooked together, so you can grab them both.
Yeah, I need a smaller lobster claw, but that's super soft.
Yep.
It's not itchy at all. I think I have some smaller clasps, so I'll work on that. I was gonna use the NASA one from the Space Center, but it's itchy. It's not bad when you're a couple hours here and there, but
I got a lot of stuff to take out of the X before we trade it in. different controller wiring, dash cams.
Are you going to be able to use the? Are you going to be able to use the dash cams on the S or?
I could. I'm probably going to buy different ones, newer ones. But David said he would buy these that I'm taking out. I think for using in his coach. And then the puddle lights with the Tesla logo, swap those back out. And then literally every light inside the X I've swapped out from the original ones that are really super dim with ones that are much brighter. So I swap all those back out. I'd swap rims if I could sell the ones I've got, like trade them to somebody plus some offset, because they're, they're nice rims. .9 miles to the exit. Excited for new Expanse?
Yeah, I think we need to finish up.
Yeah.
Get caught up before we start it up again.
It's 2 months away, so I'm sure we can work through the rest of the episode seasons.
We got to finish up the last season of Dexter before the new season. That
Yep.
comes up, I think, first part of November.
Is it our 5th watch through of the Expanse?
Something
Maybe
like that.
6.
Take exit 71 toward US 93 South.
And then our 4th or 5th of Dexter as well, right?
Yeah, probably more like 6th or 7th of Dexter.
And our 8th or 9th of The Good Place.
I don't think it's been that much.
I don't think it's that far.
We started rewatching Almost Human with Carl Urban and Michael Early.
Yeah, that's a good show
Is
too.
it Early or Ely? I can never remember.
I'm not sure.
I think it's Early. I like Carl.
Yeah. Carl!
He's a good actor.
Yeah, I dig him.
Even if he did play Hercules on Xena.
Have not seen that.
Was he
Don't
Hercules?
feel
No,
the
he
urge.
wasn't Hercules. Maybe he was Adonis.
I don't know.
He was some god on Xena Warrior Princess.
In half a mile.
I loved it.
71 toward US 93 South.
At
And
the
then
time,
at the time, and then I tried to rewatch it, and it was like, you gotta love Lucy Lawless, but holy crap, it was a lot. We tried to watch the new CSI Vegas. That was a wash.
yeah, that didn't.
Take exit 71, then keep right at the fork.
I think there were 2 big things that ruined the reboot for us. Number 1, Sericidal. Not a fan. And number 2,
Keep right at the fork.
it's still super hokey.
Yeah.
Like, you couldn't have just used actual real technology today
Yeah.
in the reboot. You had
Well, I think that was
Continue on US
No.
93 South for 28 miles.
the only reason that we continued to watch CSI. It was kind of like our version of a drinking game. Like anytime they said something stupid, we're like, oh, bingo, you know.
Enhance.
Yeah, enhance. And yeah, it's. I feel like a lot of these reboots are poorly made choices coming to head for actors and just producers, I guess, they didn't put enough money aside when their initial shows were going crazy.
Augusto likes CSI Miami.
Oh, is that
was-
the one with the
Yeah.
dun, 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 with the glasses? Oh, what was his name? David something.
Yeah, I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
We did watch CSI Vegas, or the original CSI back
Yeah.
in the day. And originally, like early on, we enjoyed it.
No, we didn't.
No?
Remember, it was so hokey, and I criminal justice major.
Yeah.
I was picking it apart like you pick apart submarine movies. So it was just, I don't know.
Or nuclear power movies.
Yeah.
The reactor's critical. Yeah, that's the way it's supposed to be. That's normal. That's steady state then.
Nikki and Catherine were fun to watch on that CSI.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah.
George Eads.
Yeah, George Eads.
Not to be confused with British George Eads.
Yeah, Dan Jones. Horatio was his name on the show.
Horatio,
Okay, but his
yes.
name was David something in real life. I can't remember.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, doesn't matter.
no accounting for taste.
No. I tried to watch the one with LL Cool J for a hot minute. And that was,
Yeah, that was horrible too.
Yeah, it was bad.
Then there was a CSI
Cyber.
That's what it was. Yep.
Both of us picked that apart. That was just shredded. Well,
Yep.
I think we might have gotten 2 episodes out of that one. I like British crime dramas because it's
Yeah.
one case per season. It's not solved in 10 minutes, and there's a lot
And
of.
what was the FBI one? Mindhunter?
Oh yeah, Mindhunter with Jonathan Groff.
Yeah. Man, that was good.
Yeah. I tell you, that Mind of a Monster series that I just watched, it takes on, every episode is a different serial killer, and it brings up a lot more data, interviews, photos, and that kind of thing that hasn't been released or shared, 18 times a
Previously,
year kind of thing.
American Chopper. I don't know that
That's
we-
the motorcycle.
Oh, yeah.
we
not big
don't
into
really like
motorcycles.
the vehicle reality shows. We tried to watch.
I used to watch the Chip Foose one.
Yeah, I was just trying to gas something.
Mm,
Gas. No, that was the name of the song. Gasoline was the theme song.
Yeah.
Some garage.
Yeah, I can't remember now. They would, like a family member would set up a theft of a vehicle, and Chip Foose would pick it up, and then they'd customize it, and then bring the guy back in for a big reveal or something.
I always hated that format too. Like, let's.
Well, it just gets old, like the dramatization of your deadline and all that.
Yeah, but how awful of a person are you to
Right.
take somebody's dream vehicle and then lie to them and say, oh, it got stolen or it got impounded, and then they're gut wrenched for weeks on end?
Yep.
That's just rude.
Chip Foose. What the hell was that called? I feel like it was something garage, but anyway.
We like the Great British Sewing Bee reality show.
And the pottery throwdown.
The pottery throwdown. And I love in Britain, it's not reality, it's factual.
Mhm.
Is the. Yeah.
And it's still a competition, but it's not cutthroat.
Oh,
like-
no, they're flipping helpful.
Yeah, helping each other.
Yeah. Like, you could be on a time crunch, have 4 hours to make this huge ensemble of a outfit on the sewing bee, and even make a sound of "oh no," and people are like, "What's going on? Are you okay? Can I help you?" It's a whole other. Augusto wants to know when we're getting our new Tesla.
Right now, the expected delivery is sometime in December. December 10th to the 30th is what it's saying right now. It's slipped and moved a couple of times in the last couple of months, so hopefully that's that holds true. I honestly don't want it any earlier because we won't be back in Vegas, and we got to pick it up in Vegas. So,
I think rather than put it in the rotation, we would like make the effort to get back up
yeah.
there. Yeah, it would just
Yeah.
be a pain. John said he didn't think the new CSI will last, not impressed with the actors, and there's already too many CSIs. I agree.
Yep.
And the first line that I actually heard on the CSI Vegas, it sounded like, I don't know, high school drama we saw a play with, my niece was in high school. It was better.
yeah.
Yeah. It was like, you didn't. It was just so, I don't know.
It was hokey.
It was bad. And then they started off with, it was in water, and there were bacteria and things floating around in the water, and then they zoomed out and it was a bird's water bowl, and then they zoomed out again. It was just unnecessary. Dazzle them with bullshit kind of thing. It was.
Yep.
And then of course when Sarah Seidel hit the screen, Michael was just like, okay, I'm done. We didn't even get to see Gil.
No.
There's a Leverage reboot that we have.
Oh, really?
We've not watched it yet.
I know we enjoyed that back in the day, but now, like, looking back at the premise and everything, it too seems hokey.
But Aldous Hodge is back, so we may have to give it a watch.
Yep.
What movie? Oh, it was Army of the Dead. That there was an actor in that we're like, wow, he really looks like Aldous Hodge, and it was his brother.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we looked it up.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. Because we thought for a while, it was like, did he grow a beard? Is something different?
CSI Hawaii. I don't think we've ever seen that.
We watched a Hawaii 5-0 reboot for a bit.
It seems as we've gotten older, we've kind of become TV snobs.
Yeah, we have.
I blame British TV.
I do too. It started off with Canadian TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Letterkenny.
Yeah, well, 19-1 and Waterfalls, and I think it was 19-1 was the cop drama with.
Yeah, I know the one you're talking about. Just 19-1 doesn't seem right.
And Wonder Falls and Being
Yeah.
Erica, and Dead Like Me.
Was Dead Like Me Canadian? I know it was on HBO.
It was on HBO, but I think it was Canadian. So.
Produced.
Yeah.
There was also a cop show that had a crap.
The Killing.
Well, that was really good, but that wasn't the one I was thinking of.
Okay.
The one I was thinking of, it was like they followed a police department around and negotiations with hostages and that kind of stuff. I can't remember what it was.
Oh yeah, but it was like a tactical.
Yeah.
Starting point.
Maybe.
No, because
That
it was like it
sounds very
started
right.
like it.
Yep.
It was something like it started with the pinnacle and then played backwards to
Well,
that.
it started with the pinnacle as a cliffhanger, and then it went back
Back
to
to
the
the
starting
beginning,
point and
yeah.
came back to it.
Okay.
Yeah, that seems right.
Interesting note, Jared Kelso, his
Mhm.
last name Kelso. I found out through Ancestry that Grandma Puttick's father's name was Hugh Kelso.
Huh.
Hugh Kelso Wilson. I'm getting into Ancestry again, so. John says, I'm getting tired of all the long commercials. Some shows, it seems like the show and commercials are 50-50.
Yeah, we haven't watched a commercial
Yeah.
in many, many years, unless it was accidental at someone else's house.
Yeah.
And then we're like, wow, how do people put up with this? By the time we get the shows, John, all the commercials are already pulled out. Oh yeah, TV, Netflix, if you're watching them there, it's a lot better. But even Amazon Prime, a lot of their videos now,
Have ads.
they trick you, they have ads in them because it's not direct Prime content, it's someone else's content that they're displaying.
Well, then they also have channels that, so they have stuff like, they have an HBO channel that you can get, but it's like Acorn and BritBox and Investigation Discovery.
Yep.
But those all cost, so you end up basically paying for cable. You're just streaming it.
Yeah.
Because I think it's like
Well, the same
$10
thing
a
with-
channel per
Yeah.
month.
Same thing with YouTube TV and Sling TV and all the other over-the-top TV
Yeah.
services. They've jacked up their price so much it's just as much as paying for cable.
Yep.
The only big difference is you can watch it anywhere.
Right. Well, I think even Cox has that thing too, where you can pay and
Well-
be able to stream it from your app.
If you have TV service, then you can stream whatever you access on your TV that has online streaming capability. Like you have to log into each thing, like NBC or sports or HBO or Showtime.
Oh, I thought the app was different on Cox. It, like you just go to the Cox app and you could change the channels and watch it. I didn't think you had to have like the HBO app and the,
Well, maybe it's changed, but
because with Amazon you don't. You just go to Amazon Prime
Right.
and then your channels are available. Oh, John says he likes Lucifer. Yeah,
Yeah.
Tom Ellis.
Tom Ellis is a great
Yeah, he is a
actor.
great actor. He played Gary on Miranda.
Another good British show.
Another good British show. Yeah, I love the episode. Sinnerman is the episode name, and somewhere during the episode, Tom Ellis plays Nina Simone's Sinnerman, and yeah, he's a talent all the way around. It kind of got a little hokey at the end too.
Yeah.
We kind of laid off on it. We could still catch up, but.
If you've not watched The Expanse and you like sci-fi, absolutely watch The Expanse. It is mind-blowing that it started on sci-fi and had such high production quality right off the bat. I think it's all on Prime now, Amazon Prime.
That sounds right.
But it is extremely well done, and it's the physics and stuff that they use is pretty well accurate. Like the one thing that they invented to get to planetary travel throughout the solar system is the Epstein drive. Beyond that, everything else is great. And even with the Epstein drive, they still, it's still not you start at Jupiter and you end up at Earth in a day. Like it takes months to make that trip, and halfway through you have to flip and start burning the other direction to decelerate so that you don't blow past the Earth. And
The
I will
only
say
thing
it's,
is that there's sounds of the ship engine sometimes when it's an exterior shot.
Yeah.
So you're in space, you shouldn't be able to hear the engines.
yeah. So, but most of the time it's
Yeah. But
They
hands
really
down,
focus
it
on it.
is, I think, the best space/science fiction series
Yep.
that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And
And
I-
that's including Star Wars, Star Trek. And, yeah.
Yeah, production quality, everything. The other thing that made it really interesting, I don't know if it was on his YouTube channel or on the show, Adam Savage
Mhm.
did in-depth and showed how the
How they
prop
simulate.
masters make some of the things, like
Yeah.
the mag boots and a couple other things. So you wouldn't think, there's not a whole lot of holy crap, they just got that at Walmart in the automotive section kind of thing.
Occasionally there are, but
yeah,
not.
but not too much. Like sometimes on Star Trek Discovery, the psilocybin mycelium network drive room, there's like a latch and it's just a door alarm.
Yeah.
And I mean, you can see it's just a door alarm, so it's.
But anyway, it is, the Expanse is extremely well done. It is a deep show, like you actually have to pay attention, because otherwise, I think we tried to watch it 3 or 4 times and didn't get past the first or second episode.
Yeah.
Until we actually just sat down and committed 100% to watching it, and then it was awesome.
Even now, we've watched it about the whole series about 7 times, and just recently we watched an episode, and I was like, "Holy crap! Is that why he did that?" You know, stuff is just still clicking. And, yeah. You do not need a telescope to watch Expanse.
No.
No, but you know, you can have a telescope for other things.
It's more of a the show is really about the dynamics of income equality and wide-ranging economic policy interactions between different groups of people.
Yeah, same shit, different century.
That happens to be set in space.
So you have the worker bees and the elitists, and it's just it's less of a, you have to really know about space and physics, and more of a anthropological, is that anthropology? Anthropology.
Economical.
Well, like human.
Yeah. It's really well done. The space adds to it as kind of like a character, but it's not the only premise to the whole show.
And one of the most impressive things that I find on the show is the actor Wes Chatham.
Yeah.
He plays Amos, and I've not read the books yet. I want to, but I'm afraid it might ruin a little bit of the show for me. But there's a lot of backstories in the books, and there's a lot of trauma in Amos's life. And before this actor took the role, he went to a therapist and sat down and went over information with the book and said, this trauma happened to Amos at this age, how would that show up in an adult? And really dug deep into the character.
Yep.
So there are so many little nuances and looks and glances that just
he nails it.
He nails it,
gosh.
and it just, like, you know, you don't know what happened, but you know something happened.
Like there's a scene where he punches one of the characters that ends up becoming kind of befriending the crew, and like up until that point where he got pushed or punched by the guy and then he punched him back, he was all just normal, even keel, and then as soon as he hit the guy, you could see this like look of wild in his face. And
then as soon as that moment's passed, he's back to like, hey, how you doing?
Yep.
There's no carryover to the rage. It's
like
just
a switch.
Yeah. John wants us to make a Halloween movie while we're out in the dark desert.
Well, we'd have to put on lights to be able to shoot a movie, and that'd ruin the whole dark desert thing.
Yeah. Well, maybe the nightscape, have to make it in, what is that, infrared.
Yeah. If we got it, maybe we can do it during a full moon. Shoot it with the Sony A7S.
We go up into the canyon, do a little Blair Witch kind of thing.
Yep. No promises, John.
Yeah. I'm not really a fan of horror movies anyway.
Yeah. And the other one we really like is Star Trek Discovery. And you don't have to be a Trekkie from the old days to enjoy it.
No, I think there was an upheaval. Old school Trek, you're like, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, it is really well done as well.
And there's a spin-off with Captain Pike.
Yeah.
Anson Mount. They finished filming, and
should be out like
it's coming up.
Something?
Yeah. Well, I think it's the end of the year.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of good TV getting ready to come on. Way too much good TV coming to waste your time on CSI Vegas reboot.
Deanna wants to know if we like vampire stories. I do. Not so much Twilight, but Dracula, Blade. What was the other one? Moonlight. Was Moonlight the series
I
with
think
the
so.
with the vampire?
For me, it's hit or miss. It's not
Yeah.
something that really grabs me most of the time, but if there's enough action or whatever, then I'll watch it. And
Usually there's a lot of so when it comes to entertainment, there are some actors that I completely enjoy and I will watch the crappiest movie just because they're in it. Tommy Lee Jones being one of them. But for the most part, I kind of, when I see the actors, that's great, that's skill, that's talent, but my mind is more, ooh, look at that prop, and I wonder how they made that dress, or there's just so many people that work to make something look amazing that you don't think about. So, Dances with Wolves. Yes, that is one of my favorites. That
was very well done.
very well done. But yeah, I like when we watch The Expanse, I think about, and I think Adam Savage has a lot to do with that, with him talking about the prop masters, and he did a series of interviews with the Hamilton staff, showing how they mic the actors and how they make things look as realistic as possible. Just triggered this admiration for the crew, as it were.
Yep. The skill and talent that it takes to do
and
that
all
kind of stuff.
the researching and the man hours
And then the oddball shortcuts that totally make sense once you hear it, but like you would have never realized going into it that that they did that or whatever.
I also like hearing stories of like the prop people. I knew a person back when I was in college.
I think this is new.
I think it was we were on that with and they were working on it. I think it's new open, but when I was in college, I had a friend who was a prop grip or something. I can't remember the term for it, but he said they would play pranks on the director and move things. Not enough that it was completely obvious, but they used to take Polaroids of the set to make sure that when they were setting back up for the next take, everything was where it was supposed to be, and they would move it just a little bit, and then that way, and that's why sometimes you'll see like a cup is on a table and then the cup is gone and then the cup is back.
Augusto, if you like Dances with Wolves, you will probably like Open Range.
Yeah, Open Range. That
Open
one was
Range.
really good too. That's
Kevin
Costner and
yeah. Almost
Robert
said
Duvall.
Kevin Smith.
Kevin Smith in
Yeah,
a
not
Western.
quite.
How dare you, sir?
I think he almost did one, didn't he?
I don't know.
Like 1,000 Ways to Die in the. No, that was
Seth MacFarlane.
Yeah, MacFarlane. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
It's the one Western that I've really enjoyed. I take that back. I did enjoy Dances with Wolves, and I did enjoy Open Range.
Blazing Saddles.
Continue straight.
It's
stay on US
quirky
93 south.
enjoyment, humor stuff, but it's not like I wouldn't just fire it up to watch on a weekend or something.
Continue on US 93 south for 74 miles.
One of the podcasts Michael listens to, he pays for the TWIP membership, so he gets some behind the scenes chatter, and they were talking about different 80s movies.
Oh man.
They brought up Pretty in Pink, so I had to sit through it again. It was.
No, she made me sit through it again.
You were working. You're fine.
Four hours long, Dances with Wolves doesn't have the cut made by the director. Interesting.
I'll have to look for that one.
I think the normal one was like 2.5, right?
Something like that, yeah. I know the Zack Snyder's Justice League is 4 hours and some change.
I don't think we've watched that one.
Yeah, we have. I've watched it twice.
Really?
Yeah, we watched the original, which was 2.5 hours, and then when the other one came out, I think you were
The 4x3 version?
4 by, I don't know. What do you?
It looks like an old TV format instead
Oh,
of widescreen.
I don't remember that. I just remember it
That's
was longer
the Jack
and it
Snyder
had.
version.
Oh.
I think we
Zach?
started to watch. Huh?
Is it Zach or Jack?
I don't know. Whatever the.
I thought it was Zack Snyder.
That's what I said.
Oh, I thought you said Jack Snyder. Yeah, it had more in-depth story of Wonder Woman and Superman.
We thought we'd gotten a bad copy of it or something, and we went and looked it up, and then I don't think we ever went back to watch it.
I don't think we're talking about the same movie because I watched the Justice League twice
Okay.
and it's HDR, UHD, so.
I'm trying to think. Lonesome Dove is one of Lin-Ann's favorites as well.
It is my all-time favorite.
If you like Dances with Wolves, you'll probably like Lonesome Dove too. It's a mini series, so there's like
4.
4 episodes of the original, and then a bunch of add-on spin-offs.
Yeah, there was a spin-off series, Lonesome Dove. There have been a couple of different movies. I don't recommend Streets of Laredo. I don't really like John Voight. But Comanche Moon has Carl Urban in it. That one was really good. Carl Urban plays Woodrow, which is Tommy Lee Jones'
Character from the
character.
original.
Somewhere in Time is a movie adaptation of Richard Mathis's book, the same name. It's a really good movie. The same guy that wrote I Am Legend and a couple others, I can't remember the names right now, but Somewhere in Time, Christopher Reeves goes up to the Grand Hotel on Mackinac Island and discovers a picture of an old actress and becomes enamored, and then it's time travel and such. But I think it's from 82 or something.
Everwood is a good
Everwood.
series. I haven't heard of that one.
I don't think I have either. I think that's Superman's hometown, like
Oh.
Clark Kent's hometown.
That sounds like it, but maybe we're conflating two things. If you like really sharp, quick wit, then Letterkenny is hilarious. The friend of, actually Mark, the guy that's helping me move the shed and help build the shed, he's the one that turned us onto it. And he said he actually has to turn on subtitles to be able to catch everything they say. I know, I'm waiting for the dotted line.
to the Gila Cliffs this time. I figured out a way to get up there and back. The supercharger in Deming, it only adds like 10 miles to the trip if I go supercharge, go up and back, supercharge, and then get home.
Cool.
It's like a 5-hour adventure, but still.
Oh, the island, yes.
Yeah,
I
that's
really
one of
like
Michael's
that.
favorites.
Yeah.
Delta 235 or something. Is that
Something like that, yeah.
you okay? You coming? Come on.
I really like Scarlett Johansson in that one.
I really like Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't turn off any of her movies, but
I really liked Girl with the Pearl Earring.
we may have to rewatch that one because I don't remember anything really about it.
Girl with the Pearl Earring.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's where she worked for Johannes Vermeer and the Vermeer paintings.
Right.
The story is that she was a housemaid and posed for the.
Yep.
Hey, what are you doing? You silly. Come on. There you go. That's a good girl.
She's probably all warm from being up in the sun.
Mm-hmm. Good little heating pad.
Yep. It helped too, Augusto, that back in the day when the island came out, we had a Dodge Magnum, which is the station wagon that they use in that movie to go hunt down the escaped people. So it was, you know, it's always good when you spot something that you have in a movie. So
Like Street Kings with Keanu Reeves.
yeah,
He had
that was
the,
a good movie too.
Yeah, he had the Dodge Charger.
Yep,
when we had
SRT
the-
like we
yeah.
had. Yep. Oh, Free Guy.
Hell yeah.
Free Guy is it's only been out a couple of months or something, maybe.
Couple of weeks.
A couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Really, really well done. It is so good.
It's Ryan Reynolds and Jodie Comer. John, we're not really missing any football games.
Yeah, we're not really
We're not
football people.
Sports balls people.
We like hockey, and that's about it.
Yep.
And even that we've really slacked off on the last couple of years.
Well, Sydney keeps getting injured.
Yeah. Feel bad for Marc-Andre Fleury getting traded around.
Yeah. Hockey fans seem to be fickle, which is unfortunate. Like,
Yeah.
not your typical. When you're up, and when you're down, you know, God help you.
Yeah. They want blood if you're down.
Yeah. I think it's the same with all sports, but we just don't follow all sports.
Yeah. The guy that writes the oatmeal and I share a lot in sports. Go Piggers! Like it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah. any sport that has a ball in it that I care about.
About the only one where there's any actual action for the whole like majority of the game is basketball. Football, there's like 2 minutes of action in an entire 4 hour.
I used to love to watch figure skating.
Well, that doesn't have a ball in it.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's
Right.
it's a sport without a ball.
I tried to get into baseball when I was in middle school. I started trading baseball cards and watching games and stuff. And
So. The Cosmopolitan down on the Strip in the wintertime does have an outdoor hockey or outdoor ice rink for tourists and skating, and they have little snow machines. And
400 miles of range on a charge. Not that you'd want to push it that far, but with the X, the trip from Las Vegas down here to New Mexico takes 4 or 5 charge stops, and with the S, it's only going to take 2. And the second one's only if you want to top up before you get to back into Rodeo. That guy must be empty. Most boring sport with a ball is baseball. Yeah, it is extremely boring. It's hard to tell which is more boring, baseball or football. And I'm not talking football, which is we call soccer, right? That's at least they're moving around the whole time.
yeah.
Unless they're falling over, acting like they got an injury, and then they get up and everything's perfect and they keep on going. Can't stand that part of it, but
I was on the pep squad my 8th grade year for our football team.
really,
Yeah. But it was Texas, so there's,
that pretty much that's
that actually, Ray Mickens, he ended up going to the New York Jets. There was a couple of plays that he was amazing. We were like, oh, he's going places. And he did.
yep. I think the worst part in football for me is that they stop the clock every time, like, the ball drops. Okay, well, stop the clock until we
Figure out what's happening.
Yeah.
And,
like, no. Keep the clock going. Shit's 2 hours by itself. I don't need all these intermission.
Well.
What is it? There's a similar sport. Is it rugby? No.
Yeah.
Rugby?
Yep.
It's similar to football in Europe and England, but the clock keeps running the whole time.
Yeah, and they don't wear nearly as many pads. If
Yeah, it's a
any.
lot more brutal. Heck, even cricket, which is their version of baseball, basically.
Well, baseball's based on cricket. Cricket's
Okay,
been around longer.
yeah.
Don't let Barty hear you compare.
No. I'm just saying
Yeah, I
it's
know.
a baseball-esque game. I
Yeah.
wasn't saying they copied it or
Okay.
anything, but it's faster paced than our baseball and more brutal too, I think, right? I don't know. Sports ball. Oh, speaking of a Model S, there's one coming up alongside us. Well, he's back there a little ways still, but I can't tell if it's blue or black. I think it's a blue. Yep. So that's the color ours will be. Although ours won't have any chrome trim because the new ones come with black gloss trim instead of the chrome.
I missed my desert.
Yep. Really wish I'd gotten more sleep last night.
Yeah. It's always hard the night before a trip.
Yep. I just figured out what they need to do to make this lid better. The problem I have is if it's been closed for a while and the temperature inside the bottle got colder, when you push it, it doesn't flip open. They need to have it so that when you push it to release, there's another little thing underneath that slides under that has a ramp, so it pushes it up to get it to unseal. There you go, Contigo. Make me a better lid.
There's a documentary, I think, coming up about Yellowstone and how when they created the park, the selling point was it was untouched by man. Like there was no human habitation in Yellowstone kind of thing. And they said that the indigenous and the native tribes that were there were afraid of the geysers. So they, they like whitewashed the whole thing.
Yep.
And so now they're trying to bring forth like with the more factual, but the information they've gotten from archaeological digs, like they've found obsidian arrowheads and stuff from 10,000 years ago. And
Cool.
So. Twyla, baseball's my favorite sport with the ball, but I watch each pitch selection play and try to think of it like the manager, find it very exciting, but I'm unusual that way. See, I told you she's got her baseball on lock. I do remember going to a few Clippers games with Twyla, and I was.
What was the baseball?
Hmm?
What was the baseball team we went and saw with?
The 51s.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we did that once.
Yeah.
We sat in the box, had a $10 hot dog, and went home.
Yeah. Pretty much. side mirrors. I don't look at them hardly ever, but when I turn on the flashers, the hazard flashers, it puts them up.
Mm-hmm.
They're horrible. What you got?
I'm getting ready to split a brownie, Luna Power Bar brownie with you. Or at least half of a Luna Power Bar brownie with you.
Yeah, John, I really wish it had autopilot. That guy had 2 little Caesars boxes on his dash.
Maybe the lunch, you can buy them by the slice or get the breadsticks.
Maybe.
I always found it interesting how people can drive with stuff on their dash because
Yeah,
the
I don't get
reflection
it.
in the glass, it just, that and it's messy.
Yep. What other sweet thing do we have? And next time you're up, I need a refill.
Okay. S'mores cookies.
Okay.
Let me have Fifi. Yep.
Yeah, John, I had my hazards on because we were under 40 miles an hour in a 65 zone, pulling the hill back there. Yeah, Augusto, the volcano under Yellowstone is very, very crazy.
I'm going to mute y'all for a second.
Is this your last one of these cookies? Did you hear me? Oh. Man. I hope those weren't all of your cookies. So John, yeah, the beeping stopped when I turned off the hazards after I gained some speed. Danke. I hope those weren't all of your cookies.
Here, but not all that I bought.
Okay.
And I'm back. Filming the second lockdown in 2020 and had to come back. But, so they were working on getting stuff out. Just
Yep.